Okay, so myself and Bex are just on our way to the gym now, stuck in a bit of, well, a lot of traffic, so what usually takes us about 2 minutes is going to take us probably about 10 or 15. Joys of London life, not like in Cork, but anyway. So today it's back session, we're probably going to do a mixture of heavy and volume for a lot of reps, but we'll get it on camera so you guys will see.
Okay.
The path is long, it's cold and wet. Desire paths will lead you quicker here than the rest. And you can hope for a life that is calm. But come in time, you're gonna pick up one that feels a little hard. The wind lays heavy, it weighs in stone. My instinct tells me I should walk this path alone. And you can hope for a life that is calm. But come in time, you're gonna pick up one that feels a little hard. And every time I go to bed, an image of you flickers in my head. And every time I fall asleep, an image of you flows in my dream. Footsteps I've traced this land before. My skin is hurting, I cannot feel my feet anymore. And you can hope for a life that is calm. But come in time, you're gonna pick up one that feels a little hard. And every time I go to bed, an image of you flickers in my head. And every time I fall asleep, an image of you flows in my dream. And every time I go to bed, an image of you.
Okay, so that's our back session done. We're just home now, having our post-workout Cocoa Pops. We've got about half an hour before we have to hit the road again, as Becky's working in Loughborough tomorrow, and I'm going to make a trip to M10 Fitness in Nottingham to train with the big man Josh Maley. Yeah, so just back to the car now after an awesome session with Josh in M10 Fitness in Nottingham. Unfortunately wasn't able to get any video footage of the actual session. One, because M10 isn't like any other gyms. It's a private personal training gym, it's not open to the public. So it's, in a way, it's quite exclusive, and I didn't want to be intruding on anyone else's session in there, because everyone in there trains bloody damn hard. And yeah, and two, because our session was just so damn intense that I don't think I could have videoed it. I spent most of my time in between sets huffing and puffing and on the floor. A little run through of what we did. Today's session was the glute and hamstring dominant legs day, so some very different stuff for me. The equipment in this gym is like second to none. It's crazy good. There was stuff there I've never even seen. We started with a glute bridge on this special glute bridge machine that was something that I never would have thought of doing, but it was just so good. It really worked. Any girls out there could definitely do it, but this we did it unweighted, then with band, and then added weights. From there we moved to just like some more hamstring exercises, some more glute exercises. Then we did some hamstring curls, some glute ham raise, and I think we must have done 6-7 exercises, and most people would have been done now, but no, Josh wanted to push on, and we did some heavy leg extensions, and then some banded hack squats, which pretty much did me over. Um, a little bit about training. Josh's training is very high volume and very heavy. There's lots of reps, lots of weight, but all so controlled and so detailed. His form is just crazy. He's a perfection to like the detail he shows, and he really got the best out of me. He showed me some little tips on when I'm doing things. I'll take a lot away from that session in terms of little tricks to just manipulate the muscle. I didn't even know I could make it feel that way. Um, yeah, and I got the chance to meet Mark Cole, someone who I look up to in the industry. Got to chat to him for a bit. He's just, he's one of the leading guys in the UK when it comes to fitness and training. So, something that I'm really happy I got to do was train at M10 Fitness. Hopefully someday soon I'll actually be able to go back and do one of the camps there that Mark runs. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So yeah, now I'm gonna eat and go pick Becky up and drive back to London for session number 2 of the day, where I'll probably hit shoulders. So we'll see how that goes. Dear Gwit, keeping it Irish and all. So yeah, the other day I threw out a Snapchat just asking people for any questions they might have for me, wanted to know anything about my life, my training, my nutrition, and the response was brilliant. So thank you everyone, and hopefully I can answer some of these questions. So let's get to it. Question 1 is, do I always eat the same and so simple? Yeah, I'm afraid I do. I keep my food very simple. I eat the same meals every day. This isn't because that I think this is the only way to do it. I certainly do respect those guys who do it if it fits your macros, and hats off to them. But for me, this just wouldn't work because I just don't see myself having the time. Anyone who follows me on Snapchat might have seen my snap the other day about how I've been reading up on time management, and time for me is more important than anything else. You need to invest in time. Time is more important than money. It's the most important commodity to man. Let me put this into perspective. For example, you could save £100 a month on rent by living 40 minutes away from your gym or work. For me, it'd be more important to live 10 minutes away from your gym or work and pay that extra £100, because that 30 minutes a day that you earn back, where you don't have to be travelling between the two, well actually it's an hour there to and from, that time is invaluable. That time potentially is time where you could be earning more money than what you'd be expending. So for me, time management is so important. It's more important to shop closer to you, may cost a little bit more, but you don't realise how valuable time is. One thing that I've been reading up on is time management and what successful people do. Successful people, they invest in commodities and utilities that benefit their lives. They add value to their lives. They give them time. They add wealth and value to them. Whereas unsuccessful people tend to invest unwisely. They invest in commodities and utilities that don't really offer anything to their lives. In fact, they bring them back. Simple example, people who smoke or drink. What does this add to their lives? That's nothing. They're expending money, and if anything, like I suppose smoking, it takes away time from their life. So, it's just something to think about. Question 2 that I have is, what are my goals for 2016? I think this is in response to my Snapchat on goal setting that I had the other day. 2016 for me is a different year to the last couple of years I've had. Yes, I do have fitness goals, but they're not as extreme as they have been. The last couple of years I've been competing. This year I'm not competing, so my fitness goals are quite limited. Yes, I want to diet down now for the summer for my wedding, which I'll touch upon in a minute, and a few photo shoots that I have coming up around body power. But in terms of what this will take effort wise, it's very minimal compared to other years where I've been competing and everything's been so strict. I'm actually enjoying it. It's nice to have no pressure really on me for once. My goals for 2016 are mainly of a personal basis. Um, I want to add, I want to invest in personal value to myself. So I have started reading, and not just reading like sci-fi and things. I've started reading books that are about personal development. So at the moment I'm reading The Power of Habit. It's like identifying habit within you, how important habit is. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. Um, Someone I follow, and I've also been asked actually who I look up to, is Jamie Alderton at Grenade J on Twitter and Snapchat. He's amazing. The man is someone who I can really relate to because he's in the fitness world, but for him it's not about fitness 24/7. He's about personal development, why people want to get fit. He looks further into it. But his podcasts are brilliant. They touch upon everything. He talks about personal development, time management, everything like that. And it's just they're always really interesting. And credit to the man, he puts up lots of free information on Snapchat, which I listen to every day. And yeah, he's been a big influence on me recently. And I can honestly say that I feel like my life is taking a step forward. Um, in terms of personal development, I actually start a new job next week. Those of you who don't know me, I used to work in the fitness industry. I used to work as a PT. I used to do online nutrition and training at a much higher level than I do now. At the moment, I just take on a select few clients and work with them closely. I used to do it full time, and the reason I stepped away from it was because I stopped enjoying it. Fitness for me has always been something I've enjoyed, and it's a hobby, and I love it. But when it becomes your income, it adds stress to it, and you end up having to take on loads and loads of clients and to get by, and you stop having a personal relationship with those clients. You stop giving them 100%. They don't get the best out of you, and you don't get the best out of them. And I didn't enjoy that, so I stepped away from that. I'm now moving into something completely unrelated to it, but I guess it's something I've always had a passion for. It's something I did it's what I did in university. I did economics, and I did a master's in business. So I'm moving into that side of things now, and I am working in sales. So I'll be South East England sales executive for a company, which I'm really looking forward to. It does mean a lot of travel and overnight stays, but I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully I can put up some information on Snapchat and YouTube about how I manage my training, my nutrition when on the road, and all of that sort of stuff, and being away from Becky, etc. Then I suppose my biggest goal for 2016 is in July. Me and Becky are actually getting married in Greece, which is going to be amazing. We are currently sorting everything out. We have all the venue, everything all that done, but getting the paperwork and stuff, it's not as easy as you think. Getting married abroad, there's a few things you have to get done, so we're sorting through all that at the moment. 3 is actually from a long-term client of mine. He wanted me to explain about Refeeds because he was astounded by how he's been dieting, and every time I refeed him, he a few days later he's dropped weight and he feels brilliant, and he doesn't understand this fact that I can give him more food and he can lose weight. So in essence, are refeeds necessary? Yes, when they're called for. I'll often get clients who are like 1 week into a diet and they're like, do I not get a cheat meal on a Saturday night? And I'm like, no, you actually have to take your body into a deficit and into a place where it actually requires a refeed. It's not just a case of every Saturday you get to go out and splurge on a giant Domino's. So in short, a refeed meal is about bringing you out of a calorie deficit that you've been in for a long period of time, whether it be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, etc. It can be any number of time. But the idea is to take you out of that deficit and boost your metabolism, stop it from going too low or crashing. So yeah, a refeed also helps with the upregulation of certain hormones, which will in fact help also boost your metabolism, but also help your mental well-being and your mood. It'll aid your fat loss and just your general mood. Okay, so I think I'll sign off on that. So hopefully I can get the hang of this a little bit better. My video editing skills aren't the best, and for some reason I always look like I'm going to kill someone on camera. Hopefully I can work on looking a bit happier. Rob Lip said, "How the hell do you do this? You make this shit look so easy." But so any questions, any comments you might have on what I've been doing, please fire them my way. I'm happy to do whatever people want me to do. I just hope this has been somewhat informative or a little insight into my world. So see you later.